What up, y'all? DC Fago guy. This is Daily Spirits, topic number 13. First off, welcome back, Don Chaos. Like Cali Green Too Fresh, he was out for a little bit. He had some personal things he had to take care of, so it's good to have you back, brother. This was his topic, and the question he had was, what do people, close people within your life, friends, family, all that closeness around you, what are their thoughts or what do they think of you being a juggalo? For me, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start off with my brother and my sister, the ones that actually were the reason I got in ICP. If it wasn't for them ever being in ICP when they were, the ICP never would have been in my life, and I never would have become a juggalo. So let's start off with my sister because she was the one that had Great Malenko at the time that I got into it. Her thoughts on me being a juggalo are pretty much whatever. She realizes pretty much how much of a passion it is for me. Once upon a time, she was into it, not as hardcore as me, but she did love it a lot, and she used to always try to kind of get people to listen to it, like, oh yeah, listen to this music, these guys are really fucking cool, they're really funny. So her thoughts on me being a juggalo are kind of whatever. She kind of got out of it because of having kids. The way I've kind of understood it when I've talked to her in the past is she kind of just grew out of that kind of gruesome lyricism that they've got. Basically, I don't think she likes the whole horrorcore aspect anymore. And for her at the time, it was just something cool and different to listen to. So she listens to a lot of Akon and country music right now. So I still find times when I'm trying to like show her different stuff. Like she was recently in my office here, and she's seen all my comics hung up on the wall. Well, I try to show them to her, and I'd be like, "Yeah, these are all the comics they came out with back in '99, 2000, or 2000 and 2001." And you could tell she just kind of shrugged it off and was whatever to it. So, but she doesn't really care. It doesn't really bother her, I don't think. Now, my oldest brother, who was in it for a short minute, he has actually said that me and my other brother were obsessed because at one point in time I actually bought the Hatchet shoes when they first came out back in '08, and when they had the Hatchet shoes they also had socks, and I did buy a pair of those. And one time at Thanksgiving I wore the shoes and the socks, and I had an actual ICP shirt on, and my brother, he just looked at me and he looked at my other brother and he said, "You guys are obsessed." So he thinks we're obsessed with it. He doesn't understand the reason we're into it. For him and my sister, it was something cool and different to listen to. They were teenagers at the time, and they just thought it was cool and different, and that was it. They grew out of it. There was nothing more to it to them. I don't think they saw kind of more of the deeper meaning behind the music. But then again, my brother was never bullied in school. I mean, I wasn't bullied, but I was an outcast, so I connected to it on a whole other level than he did. So for him, it was something cool. It was a fad, basically. And now he just thinks me and my brother's obsessed. But I will find him at sometimes getting into different Ringmaster and Riddlebox songs, which were the ones that he liked at the time. And there was actually one time he tried to get me to teach his son to say, "I can make my ball sack bob like a yo-yo." And I looked right at him. I was like, "Yeah, right, dude. Your wife would kill me." Because she would know it was me. But my mom's basically, when we were kids first getting into it, she didn't like it. She, actually married a Mormon guy. We were all baptized into the Mormon church when we lived in Utah. When we got a little bit older and we were hitting into our teenage years, like when I first started getting into it, she always told us we could listen to it, but she didn't want to hear it. So that was pretty much kind of it. She didn't really. It was kind of she let us do our own thing as long as she didn't have to hear it. But she did actually love, like I said, she was kind of, I wouldn't say she's religious, but she's on that line of it. But when Thy Unveiling came out, she like fell in love with that song, and now all the time, anytime I'm like listening to ICP, if she happens to be riding with me, she'll be like, "Can you play that one song, May the Juggalos Find 'Em?" It's fucked up, but I guess whatever. She likes the aspect of how they are basically saying that the carnival is God. So again, my mom's she doesn't really care, basically, as long as she doesn't have to hear it. Because a lot of times, there's one time me and my other brother were listening to Tearjerker, and she's like, "Can we turn this crap off?" She doesn't like the hip hop beat and kind of sounds to it. She's not into that kind of music. As far as the rest of my family, I know they kind of have questions about it, like why I'm so into it and all that. I think more so it's just a state of confusion. They don't understand the passion behind it, why I'm so into it. And I bet some of them are still waiting for the day that I show up wearing a plain t-shirt and I no longer look like a juggalo. I think that time is still something they're waiting for, but it's never going to happen. This isn't something that I think is cool, that makes me look cool. This is just something that I feel in my heart. It's something I connect to, and I'll always connect to it. Even after ICP does retire and stop making music, I will still be listening to the old shit. So it's a passion for me on a different level for many reasons, and that ain't ever going to change. And I don't care what the other people think about me. I'm not in this to look cool. I'm not in this for anybody else. It's for me all the way. So basically that pretty much sums it up. The main people that have the most things to say are my brother and my sister. My sister-in-law, though, actually was kind of on the same level of she thinks we're obsessive. But one time she's a big time fan of, I wouldn't say she's a fan of the Patriots. She's actually a fan of Tom Brady. When he was out a few years back with his ankle injury or whatever the fuck was going on, she actually was following the Colts for a while. But she's a big time sports fan or whatever. And she actually got a Patriots jersey. She got a fucking sticker she put on her car. And I looked right at her and I said, "Tori, what the fuck is so different?" You know what I mean? I'm into music, you're into sports. There is no difference between the two. So once I said that, she kind of looked at me and she's like, "You're right." And ever since then, she's just laid off me. She hasn't really said too much. So, but I do catch looks from them all the time. I think it's just confusion. They don't get it, and they're never gonna get it, and that's fine with me. It's not for them, it's for me. So that's pretty much it. Stay tuned. Tomorrow is gonna be Crazy Eye. Then you got Panic, Cali Green Too Fresh, and Don Chaos. So thanks for watching, guys. Peace.